This is Mori of YAHUAH, answering the apologist for Darak Ibar. They came to defend their high priest. Who are they defending him against? He who is seated upon the throne. Isn't that strange? The Father himself said, "You cannot move to another month unless you touch the dead body, or you were on a journey afar off and you could not make it home on time." But they sent correspondence on the comment board indicting themselves. Now you two are on record. Let's see what they had to say. Shakat Yudah Israel, one of the apologists for Darak Ibar. We have many more. We're going to show them all. Look what he has to say. He supplied a text from Enoch 74:12. We're going to read this. First, we have to set some parameters. We need an objective. What are we looking for? We're looking to see if the passage says anything about a 13th month. Next, we're looking for a command to adjust the calendar for any reason. Next, we're trying to see if this passage speaks of Passover or any feast days. Why? Well, the Lord that I showed you in Bamidbar chapter 9, Numbers chapter 9, it speaks of the law of YAHUAH. You cannot move to another month. You cannot add any months. The only way that you can move to the second month is if you touch the dead body, or you were on a journey afar off and could not make it home on time. They care not for the law of YAHUAH. Instead, they provided this passage to protect Darak Ibar. Let's read. So that the moon has 30 days less than the sun and the stars. Very elusive, Shakat. How does the moon have 30 days less than the sun and the stars? He didn't provide that information. He just wanted you to see this sentence here. Let's continue. The moon brings on all the years exactly. Is that true? The answer is no. It's going to be so easy to prove. Watch. That their stations may come neither two forwards nor two backwards a single day. So it's stable. Does not advance, nor does it delay its position for one single day. Is that the moon? But that the years may be changed with correct precision in 364 days. Okay, here's the questions. Did you see anywhere here so far that says for you to add a 13th month? Do you see a command here that says for you to adjust the calendar? Do you see any mention of Passover or any feast days here? No. What is this passage about? Enoch is explaining how the sun, the moon, and the stars work together. Let's look at this sentence here. But that the years may be changed with correct precision in 364 days. Who makes changes? Is it you? No. It's the leaders and the heads of the thousands who are over all the creation and over all the stars. what changes do they make during the course of the year? They add the 4 intercalary days. Is that you? No. Okay, so far we haven't seen anything about a 13th month or adding to the calendar or anything about Passover. Can we continue? In 3 years, the days are 1,092. In 5 years, there are 1,820. And in 8 years, 2,912 days. That's speaking totally of the sun. Now to the moon alone belong in 3 years, 1,062 days. In 5 years, it has 50 days less, for an addition being made to the 62 days. Hold it. No. The addition is made to the 1,062 days. You're going to add 5 years to it, which are 1,770 days, and the days of the moon in 8 years are 2,832 days. Let's stop. Here's the questions again. Did it say add a 13th month because the moon fell behind the sun in the amount of 3 years, in the amount of 5 years, in the amount of 8 years? The answer is no. The year then becomes truly complete according to the station of the moon and the station of the sun, which rise in the gates, which rise and set in them for 30 days. Here's the questions again. Did you see anything here that says add a 13th month for any reason? Did you see any command here that says adjust the calendar? Did you see any mention here of Passover or the feast days? Hanuk is telling you how the sun, the moon, and the stars work together. All right, go to the right. Let me give you a more accurate translation, and you'll see perfection, because the Sefer is flawed, and you'll see it here in a few seconds. R.H. Charles, Hanuk 74. Thus I saw their position, how the moons rose and the sun set in those days. Which one rises first? The moon or the sun? If you said the moon, you are wrong. In order for the moon to rise, the sun had to set first. And if 5 years are added together, the sun has an overplus of 30 days. 5 years, 6 days per year, equals 30. And all the days which accrue to it for one, just one of those 5 years, when they are full, when all of the time is added together, amount to 364 days. And the overplus of the sun and of the stars amounts to 6 days. So there's a 6-day overplus on the sun. I can explain it to you. The sun goes forth first. Every month, they come out of the conjunction. The sun traverses across the sky for 12 hours. When it dips below the horizon, Hidash. There's the moon. It has become visible. This process happens every single month, 12 months per year, that the sun will go forth 12 hours before the moon shows up. 12 months. 12 hours per month equals 6 days. Look, we found the 6-day overplus. We know how it works. We've been explaining it for years. Okay, so let's go backwards. The Alayam add the 4 intercalary days during the course of the year. Let's subtract 4 from 364. What do you come to? 360. Now take away 6 from 360. What do you come to? 354. So when the sun and the moon are in their original starting position, the sun has 354 days, and the moon has 354 days. Now you understand how the sun acquires the 10 extra days. The 6-day overplus, plus the 4 intercalary days that the leaders and the heads of the thousands add during the course of the year. Let's continue to read. And the moon falls behind the sun and the stars to the number of 30 days. Now you understand how it happens. Now look at this more superior text. And the sun and the stars bring in all the years exactly. Go back to Shikat's translation from the Sefer. It said the moon brings on all the years exactly. That's impossible. Why is it impossible? The moon has no light. The sun has the light. All of your time is on the sun. The sun transfers the light, and light equals time to the moon in 7 parts, and on display would be 1/2 of a 7th part, which equals 1/14th part of light, and in 14 days the light will become full. So the sun and the stars bring in all the years exactly, so that they do not advance or delay their position by a single day unto eternity, but complete the years with perfect justice in 364 days. Do you see? Wasn't that easy? Did you see anything that it says for you to adjust the calendar? Did you see anything about a 13th month? No. Let's continue. In 3 years, there are 1,092 days, and in 5 years, 1,820 days, speaking of the sun, so that in 8 years there are 2,912 days. For the moon alone, the days amount in 3 years to 1,062 days, and in 5 years she will fall behind the sun in the amount of 50 days. Why 50 days? Well, because you have the 6-day overplus plus the 4 intercalary days, it equals 364, and in 5 years the moon will fall behind the sun in the amount of 10 days every year, which equals 50 days. So she falls behind 50 days to the sum of 1,770. There is 5 to be added to the 1,062 days. What does that mean? You're going to add the 5 years to the 3 years, 1,062 plus 1,770 days, so that the moon, the days in 8 years, amount to 2,832. For in 8 years, she falls behind to the amount of 80 days, and all the days she falls behind in 8 years are 80. Did you see anything here that says, adjust the calendar if it falls behind? Any command to add a 13th month? Is Passover mentioned here at all? It's telling you how the sun, the moon, and the stars interact together. Let's continue. And the year is accurately completed. Accurate. Completed in conformity with their world stations and the stations of the sun, which rise from the portals through which it, the sun, rises and sets in 30 days. Did he tell you to add a 13th month? Did it command you to adjust the calendar? Is this the statute or law speaking about Passover? Their answer is no. So Shechat, Judah, Israel, now you have your answer. Let me show you what he said. If you can't break this down, you did all that negative movement for nothing. When I asked Shechat a question, did I break it down for you? Did I go line by line? Did I dispel every myth? Did you see anything in the text whatsoever that tells you to adjust the calendar? Add a 13th month? No. So Shechat, Judah, Israel, it's time for you to make a choice. Choose Yah, Darak Ibar, or your predisposition of adding 13th months. You must dismiss it because it's against the law of YAHUAH. Now the Father told me to raise up powerful men. Men who will raise their shiny, slick, glistening sword to defend the laws of YAHUAH. Michael Eugene Ricks, also known as Mayaka Alban Yasharo. Look what he said to Shechat, Judah, Israel. We've been breaking this down for the last 3 years here on Facebook, but no one seeks it out, as I have done with all who take issue with this post. I ask that you go to our Path of Years group here on Facebook and watch our videos on the Path of Years. If you fail to do this, you have no reason to comment here. First, you study. Then you come and ask questions. That's how it's normally done. But you see, all listeners, we're on a war footing. These brothers have been attacking us for years. We know how to defend ourselves. We defend ourselves with the law, statutes, judgments, commandments, the text. They cannot. The text does not work in their favor, so they have to twist it and add little things to it. But we've dispelled that myth. And look at my son. He was surrounded by wolves. He held his position. He defended the law of YAHUAH. Man, your name shall be known in the land, and we shall watch all of those who oppose our master, thrown in the lake of fire. Continue to part 2. We have another one that we have to expose. Shalom.